Can Prince Harry work as a part-time royal? That's getting a big fat no from the king, according to a new Daily Mail report. Despite the father-son reunion at Clarence House on September 10th, a royal insider blasted claims that this could be the new normal for Harry and Meghan. Whoever's behind it seems to have mistaken a brief tea and slice of cake for the Treaty of Versailles. Ouch. The source added that Charles III is a forgiving man, but has been absolutely clear that there cannot be half-in, half-out members of the working royal family. This upholds Charles's late mother, Queen Elizabeth's decision following Harry's highly publicized Megxit from royal life and move to the US. The modern face of the monarchy is Charles and his heir, Prince William, who hosted the Trumps during last week's state visit. That said, Harry and Meghan are still allowed to use the royal titles of Duke and Duchess of Sussex, just not HRH, His and Her Royal Highness. Their two kids also have royal prefixes, Prince Archie, age 6, and Princess Lilibet, age 4. The source went on to allege that the syrupy news is coming from supposed Sussex sources, and they aren't helping a reconciliation. However, a spokesperson for Harry told Page 6, "The Duke has made it clear that the focus, as it relates to his family, is his father. Beyond that, and on any other issues as relating it to the royal family, we won't be commenting." But it seems like the English singer Joss Stone is doing the talking for him. She told Hello Magazine that Harry had spoken to her about the schools in London at the Wellchild Awards during his 4-day UK trip. Could it be a sign that the father of two has an itch to move back home? And do you think Harry should be allowed to be a part-time royal, splitting time between the US and the UK? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
What's up, Royal Sussex Squad family? Welcome back to another deep dive episode where truth-telling, fact-checking and defending Prince Harry and Meghan Markle is our mission every single day. If you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, because here we do not play when it comes to Harry and Meghan. We support them with receipts, analysis and a whole lot of love. Today, we're diving into yet another massive development in Prince Harry's ongoing legal battle against the British tabloid machine, specifically the Daily Mail's parent company, Associated Newspapers Limited, also known as ANL. And trust me, this story exposes so much behind-the-scenes corruption, manipulation and dirty tactics. You might want a cup of tea or a notebook, because the drip-feeding, the strategizing, the gaslighting, it's messy. Let's get into it. Prince Harry, along with 6 others, is taking ANL to court over allegations of serious unlawful activities. We're talking about private investigators placing listening devices in people's cars, obtaining private medical and financial records by deception, a practice known as blagging, and gaining access to private phone conversations. Now, think about that for a moment. For years, the British tabloids and their powerful owners have pretended to be innocent truth-tellers doing their journalistic duty, while allegedly invading people's privacy, breaking the law, and stalking the very individuals they claim to be reporting on. And who has been one of their favourite targets? Harry and Meghan. This legal fight isn't just about one case. It's about dismantling a toxic ecosystem that has harassed, defamed, and profited off the abuse of Harry, Meghan, and countless other victims. Harry is standing up not just for himself, but for everyone who's been harmed by these media monsters. So, here's the latest update. At a recent High Court hearing, Prince Harry's lawyers accused the Daily Mail's publisher of drip-feeding, meaning delaying, withholding and playing games with the evidence they are legally required to provide. Why? Because transparency hurts their case. Because truth destroys their narrative. Because everything they have built has depended on secrecy, denial and intimidation. Harry and the plaintiffs are saying, "Bring the documents. Let's see everything. If you did nothing wrong, prove it. And what is ANL's response? They're accusing the claimants of drip-feeding, flipping the script like someone caught cheating, screaming that they're the victim. Classic manipulation. When you have nothing substantial to stand on, you attack the opposition and create confusion. But here's the kicker. The claimant's side has already reviewed 11 boxes of documents, and they are requesting access to 36 more boxes because the evidence isn't just overwhelming, it's being hidden. ANL has resisted searching those additional boxes, whining that doing so is too time-consuming. Excuse me? This is a legal case about years of alleged criminal activity. You don't get to say you're too busy to comply. That's like a student telling the teacher their homework was too hard, so they didn't do it. ANL claims they have already done generous disclosure, and yet their own behaviour contradicts that. If your disclosure were truly generous and complete, why are you refusing to open 36 boxes? Why are you arguing over transparency? Why are your lips tight but your panic loud? Meanwhile, David Sherborne, the lawyer representing Harry and the others, told the court he's not being fooled. He wants those boxes searched because the pattern here is crystal clear. The defendant is trying to hide evidence. He said plainly that the drip feed from ANL shows they have failed to perform the required searches. Of course, they failed. Willingly. When you have nothing to hide, you cooperate. When you have a problem with being investigated, it usually means you don't want the truth to come out. On Monday, the court decided that 12 out of the 36 boxes will be opened, specifically the ones statistically likely to contain relevant documents. But the fight is not over. ANL has gone into full distraction mode. At the previous hearing, their lawyer, Anthony White, tried to spin a wild story, alleging that Harry's research team was using camouflage, supposedly posting articles online to pretend they only recently learned about questionable tabloid activity. Really? The idea that Harry and his legal team are publishing camouflaged articles just to justify claims of discovery is ridiculous. These are serious professionals, not YouTubers making conspiracy content. It almost feels like projection, like ANL is accusing others of doing what they themselves are doing, manipulating information, playing games, creating fictional narratives. And of course, the claim was shut down by Sherborne, who called it simply untrue. This is what bullies do when cornered. They invent stories and hope something sticks. Justice Nicklin then issued a judgment stating that the research team's documents must be properly disclosed, meaning both sides should play fair. But let's be honest, only one side has repeatedly demonstrated dishonesty. Let's zoom out for a moment. Why is ANL terrified? Why stall? Why drip feed? Because once the truth comes out, their empire crumbles. Their brand, credibility and power depend on lies, manipulation, and a public too distracted or intimidated to fight back. Harry is dismantling their strategy piece by piece. He is doing what no senior royal has ever had the courage to do, telling the truth about the media abuse, taking them to court, and forcing their corruption into the light. And that's why they hate him. Harry isn't just some celebrity complaining. He's a man who lived in a royal system that expected him to shut up, smile, and let the press destroy him. But he said no. No to abuse, no to exploitation, no to silence. And Meghan, they especially hate her because she gave Harry the courage to walk away from a toxic relationship with the media and choose humanity over hierarchy. Their love disrupted the monarchy-tabloid alliance. Their union exposed that the royal rota wasn't reporting, it was trafficking in harassment. They targeted Meghan with racism. They portrayed Harry as unstable. They tried character assassination repeatedly. And now that Harry is holding them accountable through the courts, they're scrambling. This case is only in preliminary hearings. The full trial is expected to begin in January, and when it does, we may see one of the biggest media accountability reckonings in UK history. Imagine the receipts that could emerge, the witnesses, the paper trail, the collusion, the secrets. And that is why ANL is terrified. Let's be honest, this feels like the phone hacking scandal 2.0. Except this time, one of the main plaintiffs is a prince who refuses to be silenced. Harry didn't just talk, he acted. He's doing this not just because of what happened to him and Meghan, but because he knows countless ordinary people suffered too. People who didn't have a platform. People who couldn't fight back. And that is leadership. Real leadership. Not the rehearsed wave smile pose monarchy performance, not the shallow charity appearances for PR, but real, tangible action against powerful institutions doing harm. This is why people connect with Harry and Meghan. They aren't playing characters, they're living their truth. Meanwhile, you have certain individuals, both in the media and inside royal circles, who benefit from painting Harry and Meghan as villains. You'll notice those same people are very quiet about these legal cases. Too quiet, because they know what's coming. If the truth about these unlawful information-gathering practices emerges, if we learn just how closely the palace and tabloids work together, everything changes. The narrative collapses, the gaslighting stops, the hypocrisy is exposed. This is bigger than Harry. It's bigger than Meghan. It's bigger than their relationship with the royal family. This is about a system that exploited and abused them, and so many others, and now must answer for its actions. Harry has said before that the press destroyed his mother. He is determined not to let them destroy his wife or his family. That alone makes him more of a leader than most royals combined. They say, Harry's bitter. Harry's obsessed. Harry's angry. Well, guess what? Sometimes anger is righteous. Sometimes rage is justified. When someone breaks into your privacy, lies about you, endangers your family, spreads racism, and tries to dismantle everything you care about, yes, you fight back. Harry is fighting back within the law, through the courts. Meanwhile, the tabloids fight with headlines, propaganda, and slander. That tells you everything. Let's not forget. ANL called the allegations simply preposterous. That is always step one of guilty institutions. Deny, deny, deny. The cigarette industry denied smoking caused cancer. Big oil denied climate change. Tabloids deny wrongdoing. Denial means nothing. Evidence means everything. And that's what this case will ultimately reveal. Now, ahead of the January trial, both sides are preparing. But only one side seems to be cooperating fully. The other is hiding documents, delaying, and complaining that searching their own evidence is too difficult. Sorry, ANL, you don't get to commit alleged wrongdoing and complain that investigating it is inconvenient. That's not how justice works. So, to Harry, keep going. We have your back. To Meghan, stay strong. The truth is unfolding. To the Daily Mail, TikTok, your time is coming. This case, when it goes to trial, could blow the doors open on decades of unethical tabloid activity. It could force real reform. It could finally expose how deep the corruption goes. And when that happens, we will be here covering every moment, celebrating every win, and telling the truth no matter who tries to silence it. Because this community, the Royal Sussex Squad, is about truth, justice, and supporting Harry and Meghan with action. So make sure you're subscribed because we will not miss a beat. Before we wrap up, let's talk about what January could look like. Witness testimony, cross-examinations, behind-the-scenes communications, emails, phone records, investigative reports. This could be bigger than the phone hacking scandal. Remember how that scandal brought down news of the world? Imagine what could happen when the Daily Mail's archives are finally forced into the sunlight. There is a reason ANL is terrified of letting the public see everything. Imagine learning they hacked phones. Imagine learning they coordinated with palace officials. Imagine learning they planted stories to manipulate public opinion. We already know they did many of those things. This trial could prove it. And Harry wants accountability. Not quiet settlements, not secrecy. Public accountability. That is revolutionary. Most powerful institutions settle out of court, so the truth never sees daylight. Harry said, absolutely not. That's heroic. So buckle up, Sussex Squad. January is going to be fire. Before you go, remember this channel exists because of you. Your views, your comments, your shares, your love, it all matters. If you support Harry and Meghan, if you believe in media accountability, if you want justice, then make sure you subscribe right now. And if you'd like to go the extra mile to support this work, feel free to send a super thanks. It helps keep paying. Searching, reporting and defending Harry and Meghan against the toxicity of the British media. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this movement. And thank you for standing with Harry and Meghan. This is Royal Sussex Squad, where truth lives, where justice matters, and where Harry and Meghan will always be protected. See you next time.